All right, middle-aged white guy reacts coming back again today with another TomMacDonald. This one will be politically incorrect. Based on the 10 or 11 songs I have heard from this guy, I can only imagine what he's about to get into on this one. Before we start the video and get into the reaction, though, I think I have the audio issues corrected. I think I got rid of that static. I'll do this review, post it, listen to it, and see how it turned out. But I think I have the audio dialed in. And that's the thing, since I'm doing reactions, I one take these, right? So if I react to something and the video, the audio, whatever is messed up, I have no choice but to post it because then it's not a genuine reaction. So I get one shot at this. I think I have it good. If not, just let me know in the comments. All right, let's go.
My generation's afraid of opinions. Y'all so intolerant. They're ashamed of.
Is that not the truth? 100%. You can't even hold opinions nowadays. Everybody gets triggered. I hate that
themselves
word.
because they're privileged and white, or they're black and the opposite. You get charged with harassment for hugging a woman or giving a compliment. Y'all way too sensitive yet, offended to death. Bring all the coffins in.
Man, offended to death. Bring all the coffins in. And talking about you can't even hug anybody or pay a woman a compliment anymore. I'm glad I have been, with my wife for 12 years. I would not be able to operate in this day and age. Like, I would just be so gun shy about even approaching a woman, knowing what goes on in the world right now.
I swear that y'all are mad at everything that don't affect your life. Hey, I swear that y'all believe that being offended just means that you're right.
Wow.
Hey.
Yep. And and that's the thing. Some people think that the more offended they are, the more right they are, or the more justified they are in their anger. And that's not how being offended works. Being offended is not a the hell's the word I'm looking for? It's not a confirmation of being wronged, right? So just because you were offended by something does not mean that you are right, the other person's wrong. It just means that you took issue with something that somebody else said. And at the end of the day, whose problem is that? Yeah, somebody can say some shitty things, but do you have to listen to them? Do you have to be around them? Do you have to acknowledge or accept that? No, you have the choice to walk away at any time.
Being offended just means that you're right. Hey, I swear that y'all just want to be the only ones who everyone lies. Hey, I swear if I swear at you ninnies, you probably so triggered you cry. And nobody wants to be real. Everyone's scared of how everyone feels. We become so ultra sensitive and hyper tolerant that honestly, honesty gonna be illegal. It's crazy, y'all.
And have we not seen that? Have we not seen that for this past year? Right? I'm going to have to be careful how I word this. So there's a certain event that has gone on for the past year. And when any doctor or scientist or anybody of some authority has delved into the numbers and said, hey, well, look at this. This and this don't make sense, or this won't help that, or whatever they're coming with. Like I said, I have to be careful about how I'm going to word this, but these doctors are coming out, hey, this works for that. Look at these statistics here, this is what it means. And if it doesn't go with the official narrative, what happens? The videos get removed, the person gets denigrated in public and, ridiculed, and they try to, basically undercut them and silence them. It's not going with it, even if it's truth. How can numbers are true. You can manipulate them. Yeah, statistics, there's lies, damn lies in statistics. I understand that. But at the end of the day, math is math. Numbers are numbers, right? So when we're talking math, how can you silence that and shut it down?
Honestly, honesty gonna be illegal. It's crazy y'all get so shocked and bothered from people saying things that aren't responsible. If that seems logical, y'all are weak then. If someone says retard, it ruins your weekend. And that's retarded. My hair been in braids because it looks hella awesome.
Oh, see, you know, a minute in. All right. You know, about the whole retard thing. It's funny, you know, this is like used in the medical field, like medical terms or medical classifications, right? So way back when, I believe idiot, imbecile, and moron were part of a psychological classification system to designate different levels of essentially mental retardation. And they're common usage now. Do you feel bad if you ever call somebody an idiot? You don't think twice about it, do you? But you're calling them retarded. But if you called them retarded, now all of a sudden there's a big deal, you know, made about it. It's a big issue. You're like, yeah, I'm trying to walk around and call everybody retarded. But my point is all these words have origins. All right, so we replaced idiot, and we replaced idiot, imbecile, and moron, and started using retarded, and then mentally retarded, and then handicapped, and then developmentally delayed. And then, you know, so retarded became the acceptable term. And then it ran its course and they decided, okay, there's, you know, too many people are using this outside of the medical terminology now. Let's change it. So they come up with delayed. How long do you think it'll be before delayed is like a slanderous term to call somebody, or it's not, you know, it's going to be the same as retarded? Any word that you pick and you put there down the line at some point will be deemed offensive, and you will change the word. And no matter what you change the word to, down the line again, it becomes offensive because that's the word you're using to describe a certain subset of people. So this is just going to go on forever and ever. Like I said, you don't feel bad about calling people idiots, imbeciles, or morons, then you have no right to be mad when somebody says retard. Sorry. Like I said, I get it though. I'm not going to walk around calling everybody retarded, but I mean, you know, the English language, words are able to hold two different meanings. So retarded already has several different meanings. I don't even have to get into all of them. You know, but it could be mentally challenged, or it could be something that is subpar. Okay. That car over there sounds retarded. Sounds subpar. You know, I mean, hey, it is what it is. Like I said, I know you're not supposed to say that now. And actually, my wife made me get that word out of my vocabulary around the time I first met her. So I don't really use it anymore. But I mean, it was common usage when I was growing up.
Ruins your weekend, and that's retarded. My hair been in braids because it looks hella awesome. Y'all like to scream I appropriate culture, but I don't hear nothing. I'm paying homage. Y'all are just trying to get likes on your comments.
You know, and like I don't understand the whole braided hair is cultural appropriation or whatever. It's I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't see I don't want to say this. Dreads, braids, all this has been happening for thousands of years. Okay. I don't see the problem with him wearing braids when, honestly, like I know braids and dreads are they're different things, but like dreads were used by like the Vikings. And actually, if you want to go back, dreads were probably first sported by cavemen way back in the day. You know, you don't wash your hair, you don't comb it. Eventually, the dirt, the grease, everything gets in, twists it all up, and it becomes nappy and dreaded, essentially. So I don't think any culture has claim on braids or dreads, you know. And I'm sure if you go back and you say, hey, well, this group used it this many years ago, I'm sure if you keep looking back, you'll find other ones that used it before then.
Googling quotes that are socially conscious, and saying you're woke doesn't make you a prophet. It makes you a liar and stupid obnoxious.
Woke people are stupid and obnoxious. And it's not woke, it's woke people are stupid and obnoxious, for sure.
Always on that blah, blah. Y'all should keep it to yourselves.
Okay, let me play this back. Let me get to the beginning of the hook here.
Blah, blah. Woke doesn't make you a prophet, it makes you a liar and stupid obnoxious. Always on that blah, blah. Y'all should keep it to yourselves. Mix me with that drama. You must think I'm someone else.
Not my favorite. Definitely not my favorite. It's all right. It's I don't know. Not my favorite. I think this is probably, I probably like this hook least of any of the ones I've heard so far. I'm trying to think back on the other ones. Yeah, that's probably the weakest so far. Okay, I kind of like that part.
No, I will not be censored. I'm not afraid, that's why they with me. My name.
All right. I take back what I said about the hook. I kind of like that. I don't really care for the first part, but I like that part. That's hard. I think it is funny, and I understand why he probably does it. But it's funny that he says, "I will not be censored," as he censors himself. But you know, I don't care. I don't mind censored me. I could fill in the gaps myself.
That's why they with me. My name will be remembered, and I will live forever. I bet y'all hate that y'all are stuck with me. Happy Halloween.
Like
for one evening only, you wear what you want. Unless it's a poncho, a headdress, or afro, you'll piss someone off. I said Merry.
You know, and that shit's so ridiculous. You know, you can't dress up like certain things for Halloween, but that's the whole point. You know, it's like, when did that happen? You know, little girls a few years ago, you know, wanted to dress up as Moana. And if you guys haven't seen that, okay, before I get into that, the only movies I watch nowadays are kids' movies. I have not seen a recent adult movie, God, in 5 or 6 years, right? Anytime we go to the movies, we are going to see kids' movies. Anyway, Moana was fantastic. Fantastic. Like, borderline, I would sit down and watch that by myself without my kids being home. Fantastic movie. Anyway, not the point. Little girls a few years ago, like after that came out, wanted to dress up as Moana for Halloween, and there was like a big hubbub about it, you know, because it wasn't socially acceptable, because it's like they're claiming like they're doing blackface or whatever. It's fucking Halloween. Just let kids have fun, man. They just want to dress up like they want to dress up, and they want to go get some candy. And then, like, you know, the college students want to dress up as ridiculous they can and go get drunk, you know. Just it's Halloween. It's a party. Just let it happen. It's one day. Calm down.
Unless it's a poncho, a headdress, or afro, you'll piss someone off. Hey, I'd say Merry Christmas, but I know that it's about to be gone. If religious freedom's such a dire issue, why you dress like a priest in October for fun?
Man, and pointing out the hypocrisy. So you are allowed to dress as a priest to mock, you know, religion for Halloween. But, you know, I can't pay homage to Moana. You know, I can't go as Maui. You know, whatever. It's just the double standards and the hypocrisy, I think, are the most frustrating part. I could at least respect those kinds of viewpoints if they were consistent and applied evenly across all of society. But it never is. It's always targeted to one specific instance and one specific group. And like I've said previously, I'm a man of logic. And if something is not consistent and logical, like, I have a hard time accepting. You know, so that's why I cannot accept, you know, one political affiliation's movement in the slightest. I just can't, because there's no consistency. The hypocrisy, the double standards, it's too much. It's too much to take, and I can't do it.
About to be gone. If religious freedom's such a dire issue, why you dress like a priest in October for fun? Don't let them censor your thoughts. Don't let them make you regret that you talked. Don't let them tell you that nice is the law, trying to make you all righter when nothing.
You know, oh my God, and that's so hard right there. Don't let them tell you that nice is the law. Like, yes, we want to be good to each other. We want to be good people. I strive to be a good person and treat everybody I come across in public as I would want to be treated every day. Greet people with a smile. Look them in the eye. Listen to what they have to say. But at the end of the day, there is nothing illegal about walking around being a big asshole. You're allowed to do this. This is America. We don't have to be nice to each other if we don't want to. Now, you're probably not going to be very happy in your personal life, but you know what? At the end of the day, it's your choice. You want to walk around being an asshole to everybody you meet, good for you, right? Yeah, it's just, it's insanity, you know, and don't let them censor your thoughts. Don't let them, what do you say? Don't let them censor your thoughts. Don't let them, you know, something about talking. Hold on.
A priest in October for fun. Don't let them censor your thoughts. Don't let them make you regret that you talked.
Don't let them
tell you that nice is the law, trying to make you all right.
You know, and like I brushed on it, the last video and a previous one, there's a whole side of society that is basically being silenced to an extent. And it's kind of scared the rest into compliancy. And I'm guilty of this. I am absolutely 100% guilty of this. I don't get on the internet and, you know, fight back with people, right? I don't jump on Facebook and get into arguments. I don't say what I want in a public forum. You know, I'll say a lot of things in private, and this is probably the most I've put my ideologies out there in a public setting, you know, because I know the consequences of doing that. And I'm the type that I just want to go home and go to bed at the end of the day with no problems. I want to wake up in the morning, do what I got to do, come home, go to bed, you know. And, you know, the more I listen to him, the more I realize that complacent, non-confrontational mindset is probably what has us in this situation right now. We didn't push back enough when all this stuff started. And look at what has happened now. So, you know, that Tom definitely makes me think about how I've handled things and how I should going forward.
Regret that you talked. Don't let them tell you that nice is the law, trying to make you all righter when nothing is wrong. Yeah, words hurt you, clothes hurt you, memes hurt you, jokes hurt you, we hurt you. Half the time you don't even probably know what hurt you, but you're super mad. Trust we hurt you. You a pawn in a broken.
Half the time you don't even know what hurt you, but you're super mad. Trust we heard you. Like, isn't that the truth? Like half the time they can't even formulate why they're upset or why something is something to be mad about or offended by, you know. They just know that that's what their group has said. They can't even, they haven't come to that decision themselves, so they don't even know why, but they know that they are. Amazing, Tom.
Time you don't even probably know what hurt you, but you're super mad. Trust we heard you. You a pawn in a broken system. Are you triggered much? You been showing symptoms. Y'all are so addicted to being hopeless victims. Y'all can crash a plane and blame the road conditions. And your only sickness is your social vision. Makes you scared.
Crash a plane and blame the road conditions. You know, that's, and we were saying, it's like, you know, they blame anything and everything surrounding them, but not what actually causes problems. And, you know, I mean, you get it. That's just, that's a hard line too. So much
only
truth.
Sickness is your social vision. Makes you scared of choices, but you pro decision. So you march a lot, but never go the distance. Yelling way too loud until no one listens. Always on that blah, blah. Y'all should keep it.
Don't really care for this part. It's okay. It's okay.
Miss me with that drama.
Come on, Tom, bring it to me.
You must think I'm someone else. Cause y'all don't wanna with me.
Yeah.
Cause I don't feel
The whole second part of this hook saves it from the first part.
That's why they with me.
I like that.
My name will be remembered, and I will live forever. I bet y'all hate that y'all are stuck with me.
My name will be remembered. I will live forever. Don't you hate that you're stuck with me? He's basically saying he's going down in history. He's going to go down in history. He's going to be immortal. His name's going to be remembered forever. His music's going to be remembered forever. And you're always going to have to deal with him and to know that he was here. That's great.
Forever. I bet y'all hate that y'all are stuck with me. You look like the devil. You sound like some Christians. You just want a medal for asking permission. You just want a pat on the back in addition to being so tolerant. Fine, I admit it. You're nicer, you're better, you're righter, you're brilliant. Most sensitive creatures in all of existence. My freedom of thought should be censored with prison. The world would be better if we weren't so different.
You know, like, how can you hear that and not, like, have that click something in your head? Like, let's listen to that again. I think that's where it started. Maybe a little bit before that.
Sound like some Christians. You just want a medal for asking permission. You just want a pat on the back in addition to being so tolerant. Fine, I admit it. You're nicer, you're better, you're righter, you're brilliant. Most sensitive creatures in all of existence. My freedom of thought should be censored with prison. The world would be better if we weren't so different.
You're saying, like, we get it. Hey, man, you're so nice. You're so tolerant. You're so this and that, you know, whatever. And yeah, you're right. I should just be censored and, you know, removed from society because of my positions and my ideology. It's like, you know, like that's what they claim to be, so tolerant, loving, caring, you know, diverse, and the diversity that they seek is not diversity of thought. You know, it's diversity of appearance, you know. Ridiculous.
Censored with prison. The world would be better if we weren't so different.
Isn't that fun? You know, like that part. The world would be better if we weren't so different. You know, and that's what makes the world fantastic. That's what makes this whole experience worthwhile. Is everyone's different, and we get to see things from different perspectives. You know, like I was years ago. I was you know, part of a message forum that talked politics, and I enjoyed hearing from the other side, you know, as long as it was a well-reasoned and well-formulated argument, because then I could compare it to what I believe and you know, my ideology, and see that either I have something that I could change how I think about here or there, or it would confirm, like, yeah, I'm right, you know. So being able to discuss things with people of differing opinions, especially political ideology, as long as it's done, as long as it's debated honestly and it's, you know, well thought out, there is something to learn from both sides. Not one ideology or the other is right. That's why most people aren't strictly left or right. They are a blend. You know, you might have more conservative leaning ideologies than liberal, so you say I'm a Republican, but you don't 100% agree with the Republican platform. Same goes for Democrats, usually. But then it got to a point where we stopped having honest intellectual discussions, and it just became accusations of racism, bigotry, misogyny, and it was just a way to shut down the conversation without actually having to address the issues. I can go on forever about that. I need to stop that now, because I'll rant for 20 minutes.
I should be censored with prison. The world would be better if we weren't so different. Always on that blah blah. Y'all should keep it to yourselves.
Here it comes.
With that drama. You must think
I'm a white guy. I can't dance, so this is like all I do.
Cause y'all don't wanna with me. Cause I don't feel
That's
the
nice.
pressure. No, I will not be censored. I'm not afraid, that's why they with me. My name will be remembered, and I will live forever. I bet y'all hate that y'all are stuck with me.
Hate that you're stuck with him. I'm not. I really am 100% happy that I am stuck with Tom. And literally, for the last week, he is pretty much all I have listened to. You know, after I do the reviews, I listen to these songs like 2 or 3 times, back to back to back. And then, you know, I'll add it. I've been adding them to a playlist and just been like playing that playlist like all day whenever I want to listen to music. So it's you know, there's a couple that I didn't put on the playlist. I mean, every song I've listened to 2 or 3 times. There's a couple that, you know, didn't make the playlist, like American Dreams and Hang On, because I can't really relate to that one. But yeah, like everything else is on the playlist and just get played on repeat all day. It's ridiculous. Anyway, that is TomMacDonald, Politically Incorrect. This is Middle-Aged White Guy. Peace out.